Bits,
and more bits.
more bits. We have a lot of bits. And it can get a little confusing because we'll say this bit can be used for this, but also this bit can be used for that. And
yes, multiple
I'm
uses
confusing myself
for each bit.
So Melissa is going to do us a favor. She's going to break it down. She's going to tell you what each bit does. Probably explain her favorites too, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's a couple of my favorites in there for sure. So we'll break it down.
Break it down. This is a very important video, so I hope you enjoy.
So I've been wanting to go over and explain all of our bits, what they do, how they work, what's their purpose, what exactly do you use them for, and how do you use them. So let's break it down and let's get started. Okay, so I kind of have them sectioned out. All of these ones right here, there's about 5 of them you could use on the natural nail. You could prep with them, you could do cuticle work with them. This one's a diamond cuticle round bit, okay? Awesome for like around the cuticle area or cleaning up a little bump or something back there. This is a diamond cuticle ball. What this is mainly used for is really around the cuticle area, or even with no pressure on top of a cuticle, just letting it ride over. It just cleans everything up. This one here is actually, this is a large barrel coarse cut. This is the medium cut, and let me show you the difference of these real quick. They kind of look the same, so that's why we color code them on the bottom. The coarse one's green, is more green, and this one's more blue, okay? So the green, in this case, you wouldn't use on the natural nail. This one you do, okay? This one's more, it's actually more for prep. It's exactly like our arbor band, and this is our mandrel that you put the arbor band on. Okay, so let me show you. Just slip this right on, push it down so it goes on good. These two are actually the same grid. One's just metal, one's not. So you could prep the whole nail before an artificial enhancement with this one here. Okay, this little one here is one of my favorite. It's a square diamond cuticle bit. It's a smaller version of this. It's a baby version of this. Okay, this one's designed for around the cuticle area here. Okay, it's going to get in real tight. So it's the same material as this. This is just a bigger barrel to get back here. So sometimes it's harder to see. Now, the cool thing about these, and that they all have something in common, all these are actually 150 grids. They're all the same grid. There's just different types and different shapes to clean up your cuticle area or for your prep. It could be prep before a gel polish, or prep before you're building a nail, or simply just to clean up the cuticle area. Okay, so this one here, let me explain these two. So these, again, they look the same, but it's kind of hard to tell what they are, so they're marked in color. So the green is actually coarse and the blue is medium. So remember, the medium is a 150 grid. This is a lot lower grid, so it's a little more aggressive, more like 100 grid, say. Okay, so all these you could use on the natural nail. Now we go into ones you see us use a whole lot. Now these all are carbide bits. Okay, this is one of our safety bits, okay? It comes in left hand or right hand. These ones over here, right hand and left hand, could use them as well. You can use them any direction. This one right here, it says safety bit right-handed. It's for a right-hand person to use it and pull towards them. A left-hander will be cut the opposite way to pull towards. So it's actually cut for a right-hander or a left-hander. I think it's pretty brilliant. So I'm right-handed, so that's why I got the right-hand one. Now we do have a coarse one as well, so let me show you these here. Okay. The difference is the grid, okay? They're both carbide. Anytime there's a bit that says carbide, that means do not use it on the natural nail. That means the natural nail with no product on it, okay? So this you would use on top of acrylic or gel to shape, to shorten, to do everything with on an artificial enhancement, okay? We have our X cut. Now our X cut is the same exact grid and same texture, everything as our safety bit. The only difference is it's a little longer of a barrel and it has a square edge to it. So this you could use for shaping, coming up on your sides. You could electric file and smile lines, and I'll demo all this for you so you could kind of see how they work. So this is more for like specialty work. You could use it for a lot of things. These two, what I think is awesome about these two, you could file with confidence. You could go faster around the cuticle area, and it helps you feel secure that you're not going to cut them. Because if you do butt it up to here, if it touches the skin as it's turning, it doesn't cut or burn. Okay, so this is I love this bit, this style of bit. But these are considered carbides. Okay, these here are also considered carbides. So again, carbide means only used on artificial enhancement, not to be used on the natural nail ever. Okay, this is the tornado bit. Now, I personally love this bit to take down my dimensions. So I don't really shape with it. I see a lot of people who shape and shorten and do all that. You can, you totally can. I prefer these to do that, these two to do that with, but I love this to take down bulk so fast, or to remove their nails if they need them shorter or they're not able to wear them anymore. This bit is incredible. It's a must-have in stock for sure. Now this is an under nail carriage. You don't see me use this too much in videos, but I use it all the time in salon. So let me explain why you don't see me use it on a video much. Usually I'm doing a full set, or I'm working on Sally, the trainer hand, right? The nails are not grown out. So let me give you an example. Okay, if you look under my nails here, especially my hairdressers, I do a lot of hairdressers' nails, and their nails underneath stain because they're porous. They're gonna absorb hair color, right? So what I do is I take it and I electric file underneath to clean it up, or if there's any sort of like little something they could pick off or pick, I could take that down. I also could take out a stain underneath, like, or a natural nail that's lifting apart. Okay, this is a really cool bit. I use it daily, especially when you have all your clients and you're basically rebalancing them. You'll go to it at the end a lot. Okay, so now I want to demo how you use them so it'll make a little more sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one of the carbide bits. Okay, the reason why I'm going to start with the carbide bit is I don't have a blank nail here to start prep. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a gel polish nail here. Okay, so this is designed to remove a gel polish. Okay, it's not as aggressive as the more intense one. Okay, so this is a medium grid, this is a coarse grid. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. Now I'm going to use my dust extractor because it will create some dust. Okay, so I'm going to use it on 12,000 RPMs. Okay, so what this is going to do, it's designed for a gel polish removal for the color, right? Usually you have your base coat and then you have your color in your top coat. This will take it off very easy, and I'll explain it as I go. And as I'm using it, you are going to use it in a little circular motion or a tickle motion, and you're never going to stay in the same spot. Okay, once you see your product start coming off, you're not going to hit that spot again. Okay, so you're going to go everywhere else it needs to come off. Let's go ahead and come over here. Now, usually when you're removing it, it's not all the way up here, freshly polished. I just polished it to show you. It's usually grown out a little, so it's not so hard to take it off around the cuticle area. So I'm touching everywhere that there's no more polish. Now, what happens if I start touching here? Now, she has a base coat, so if I touch it once, her base coat will come off. If I touch it again, it's going into her natural nail. Remember, a carbide bit does not ever touch the natural nail. Okay, so once you see your product disappear, you know not to touch it again with this drill bit. So this is designed to take off the majority of it. So you'll see there'll be some left a little. Okay, so I'll kind of touch it in those spots. Okay, that's good enough. I'm not going to keep trying to hit those spots, because what will happen is I'll start touching the natural nail with a carbide bit. So what I'm going to do, I could go into my medium crosscut. I could go into my medium grid arbor band. Okay, All these are the same too, but this is gonna be more for cuticle work. So I'll have to go into that more here. You'll see. So let me break it down. They're all really awesome. I'm gonna start with this one here, the arbor band. And now the arbor band, once I'm gonna work on the natural nails, I'm gonna change my RPMs. I'm gonna go to like 5,000 RPMs. You could go anywhere from 3, 4, 5. 6 is kind of dangerous. I feel like, I mean, you could get away with it. I like 5, it's a pretty even ride. So I'm gonna go to 5. Anytime you're on the natural nail, you don't wanna go any higher than that, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do baby circles around the cuticle area. Let me come right here. It's kind of hard to work on Sally a little, so pardon me if I seem awkward. On her thumb, it's hard to, because she doesn't really have a joint here, so. Let's go ahead and come here, and then prep the way through, all the way through, tickling all the way through to re-prep again, okay? Okay, so as you could see, there's still some in here, but this is kind of too big to get in there. You'll kind of cause too much heat trying to push it in there. So what I'm going to change to now, there's 1 or 2 bits. Let me use both of them to kind of show you, okay? So let's try this one. This is our medium crosscut. An amazing bit, I love it. Again, I'm using it on 5,000 RPMs, okay? So this, you could actually touch her skin here. She has dry skin. Like literally, like I'm touching mine right here. What this does is just take off dry skin if there's dry skin. I'm not putting pressure, I'm making contact, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is do baby circles around the cuticle. It's gonna tuck in real well. Now, if they have high skin here, like a deep pocket, which this is a great example, because mine's pretty much exposed. This one here is kind of deep, so I'd pull back my client's skin and come back here. Again, no pressure, just contact, okay? Now let's say it still didn't get it because that was too big. It did, but let's just say, okay? Because you'll see me use this bit a lot with my prep because it really takes off any cuticle left on the natural nail or protein growth, okay? So this thing's so tiny, it will literally tuck in. See how I'll go real slow so you can see? It tucks right under, so it eliminates all of anything there for a great prep, okay? Now, let's say they have burly cuticles. You know you were not supposed to cut them with nippers, right? Unless it's super burly hanging off, you could trim it, but then you would go in to seal it this way. So let me show you. Let me dust this off. Now, Sally does not have cuticles, right? This training hand does not have cuticles, but I'm gonna go over the motion which you would do. So you would use one of these 2 bits. What this bit does, it actually is a 2-in-1. So kind of does what, let me put this down so you can see better. Kind of does this in combination of these 2. So you could kind of cover some ground like this is, but it's kind of rounded where this is too, okay? So you could come in and use it like this and butt it up to your cuticle, and it's turning and taking care of your cuticle at the same time. 0 pressure, just contact, okay? Again, 0 pressure, just contact. If you put pressure, it's gonna cause friction and heat and it could burn them, okay? So this is designed, let me put it on here so you could just kind of see the movement. It'll probably be better on here. So this right here, I'll turn it on. What you do is you butt it up to the cuticle area and you slightly touch the cuticle. Now you don't put any pressure, you make contact. That means you're barely touching it and moving it. What that's doing is going in and sealing and sanding everything off to make it really clean. If you put pressure, it's gonna burn, cause friction, and you could hurt them, okay? So just contact does that. Now, this little round one here, I love it for toes. This is great for toes. I feel like I go to this bit a lot more for toes. So this is pretty much just cuticle work. So let's say right here, my cuticle, see right there's a little cuticle. If I lightly hit it, see how it's buffing out my cuticle? I'm just making contact. I'm just making contact. There is 0 pressure. It feels kind of good when you just touch it to it, okay? So on here, you would do the same thing, just on top of her cuticle through here. It also will take little hard skin off on the sides. I don't have much now, but a lot of times here, and it's because of the solutions we touch a lot. So see how good that cleaned that up? And it's pain-free, and now it's totally smooth, okay? Great bits. I love these for perfecting your cuticles, and your application comes out amazing because it's really clean around there. And as you could see when you look at it, I should have covered this. If you look real close, you don't see any grooves dug in or anything. The whole time I was using the bits was contact and moving. If you're making contact and moving and nothing's being done, most likely your bits are dull, okay? They're always gonna look like they're not dull, but when you feel the need to put pressure, that indicates that you need a new bit, okay? So now let's go into our carbide safety bit. Now, our carbide safety bit's used for many things. Again, it's a carbide bit. It's made to use on an artificial enhancement, right? So what I would do with this one is start with my safety carbide bit, because I could come around the cuticle to remove her clear color and to remove her design that's on top of the nail as well. I also, when you build a nail and you need to shape it, I could go in and start shaping it before you finish it up like this, okay? So it's used to shape. It's used when you're prepping to take off gel color or any art design on top. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to 12,000 RPMs because I'm using it on top of her nail, and I need it to go that fast so I don't feel the need to put pressure, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I usually go like this to remove some of the color. Okay, when I come here, I do a tickle motion. You could do a circular motion if you want, but it's a slight tickle. It's pretty much this pressure here. This does not hurt me. It's the same pressure I'm doing here, and it's actually doing the work for me. You don't see any gouges anywhere. You just see everything removing very nice. Okay, once you have it all removed, let's say she wants them shorter. Okay, they're a little too long. So if you come in right here and press, 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 see how much it shortens? Okay, if you want to kind of straighten it out, you could kind of glide it through. Okay, come in here. So you could go ahead and do all that with it. Okay, so that's what this is used for. It's also used, let's say she's wanting to do more of a dimension on here, but she doesn't want it see-through. She kind of wants a pinker background. So if that's the case, you just want to take down a little bit of it. You could use it in a circular motion like this. And it's not going to take it down really fast, but it's going to take it down fast enough where you still have some remaining on there, okay? So I'm doing circular motions. Let me make sure Sally's in there. You could also shape with it. Say she wants these shorter. You come in through here, lighten your touch right here, contact. Lighten your touch, contact. Lighten your touch when you're on the tip, okay? Just go a little slower so it comes down. So see how I brought it in a little more and I was able to shape them really nice. If she wants to change from an almond to more extreme, you could come in here and lightly do this. Again, all I'm doing is making contact. I am not putting pressure. Now again, if I'm gonna take down bulk, slight pressure, circular motion. Slight pressure, circular motion. Never staying in the same spot, okay? Now if you just kind of want to smooth it out, you just lightly touch it and go over it. Okay, so see how you could use this with ease. Okay, now let's change our bit here. Dust this off so you can see the nails a little better. Okay, now let's take this down. Let's say she wants all the dimension down. She doesn't want any glitter left. She wants a nude set. Okay, so what I would do is go to my tornado bit. I could also show you the tornado bit on here as well. So let me show you that really quick on here. So say you want to take it down thinner. You put really no pressure, just contact, and look how much comes off. Let me do one side so you can see the difference. This is just contact, okay? See how fast I got to her natural nail? I know not to go there again because it's right at her layer where her natural nail meets, okay? So you could do the same thing with your tornado bit as you could this. This is just more with the safety bit. Coarse safety bit, this is just more aggressive. Okay, so if she's wanting to go more shorter gel polish look, let's say nude, whatever, and she went from crazy like this, You could trim off the end with your toenail clipper, or you could come in right here and just shorten it really quick. Or you could even go in right here. It sounds aggressive on Sally. On a person, it doesn't sound like this. So it pretty much almost will break off. It was a little thick to use the clipper, but I'm pretty sure now I could use the clipper. But you see what I could do with this bit? As long as you have control over it, you're fine. Let's take this off. And let me show you what I mean about control, okay? So when I'm using this bit, I'm always anchoring my finger. You don't see me just coming in like this. I have zero control. This thing will whip around. It's going pretty fast and it's pretty aggressive, okay? So if you hold the finger like this and you anchor your pinky, you have total control to do anything with the nail, okay? So let's see, here's that. Now let's take down all that dimension. Now Sally sometimes wants to come out when I'm pulling towards me. Now it sounds like it's tearing Sally up because Sally's hollow. She's not a person, but when you file like on our nails, like this is what it sounds like. It's not loud at all. So this sounds scary when you're practicing with it on a hand. Okay, I think he had yellow under here. So you get what I mean when I say I really don't shape with this. I just use it for takedown. And you can't put a whole lot of pressure because if you do, it'll dig in really fast and deep. Just let the bit do the work for you. Okay, let me shorten my sides. Okay, it's almost all off. You can see the background that was created. It was yellow into pink into orange. So this was acrylic. So acrylic sticks, there was gel, it'd be off already. So acrylic's a little bit of a harder product. If you're doing this on Sally, make sure you push her in and she's connected because your nail will fly off. But do you see how I'm kind of holding it here so it doesn't? Now with acrylic, I would never not own one of these. The turbo bit is ideal for it. Because it's a harder product, it does make a huge difference. There we go. Okay, so that's about as far as I would go with that. There's a little more color on there, so I'm going to go with my coarse safety bit. It's not as aggressive as a tornado bit. So I'm going to just do baby circles around here. So I'm using it on 12,000 RPMs, the same as the tornado. So I'm just kind of dancing everywhere. There's color, there's a little bit of yellow left there. So once you get to a little bit of color, I want you to slow down, hit it a couple times, slow down, hit it a couple times, slow down. Do not go over it and over it because it'll cause friction, okay? So alright, so now I'm going to go into my prepping bit. So let's go into the arbor band. And she's going to do more of a gel polish look. So let's prep this for a gel polish. Again, no pressure, just contact. Tickle through it. So I'm going to go over a little more here because there's still a little yellow. This is not going to hurt your client. I just want the color off, okay? So you see how I kind of take a break? Now you see it all off. Okay, from here what I would do is take my file. And she wanted a soft almond shape. Now this is plastic, so you wouldn't file this much on a person, right? Their nail file's way easier. I would probably do cuticle work because you could see there's a little bit yellow close to the cuticle. Now this I would put to, I had it on 5,000 RPMs when we prepped, okay? So this is also 5,000 RPMs. So I did 5,000 with the arbor band and 5,000 with the diamond cut square bit. Okay, so I'll come in here. See how nice? You could kind of see how nice I'm able to like refine her cuticle area. Okay, and I'm done with my prep right there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you our X-cut. Okay, our X-cut is used a lot to shape the nail, to shorten the nail, and to file in smile lines. Okay, so I'm gonna use my X-cut on 12,000 RPMs, okay? So let me show you something. Before you use an X-cut, you're gonna turn it on. You're gonna take off the sharp edge here 3 times and right here 3 times. What that's gonna do is make it to where it doesn't kick back when you use it, okay? Because it's super sharp. You could use this to remove your finish gel or gel color, okay? Just gonna remove it. You could use it to shape, to shorten. Let's show you how you shorten with it. Same way as I showed you with the other carbide one, the safety bit, it's just rounded out at the tip. This comes in here. You could come in your sides here if you need to. You could come in your side right here if you need to. Now let's say we were cutting smile lines with this, okay? Put it sideways because you need a hand over grip with this. You can't do it this way because you'll kind of hit your fingers. So doing it, holding it underneath is a no-no. Here you would turn it sideways. Let's make sure she's in here. I usually would have more product too. I would have built it up to do this, but I'm going to show you what you could do with it. You could come in here. Okay, so you could cut in your smile line. So let me go ahead and go over this. So see how clean this, you could cut in your smile line very easily from a rebalanced state. You go front to back to bring down bulk. This is actually one of my favorite bits. You see me use this a lot when I electric file nails. The reason why I like it is I could come in right here and get that little spot there easy. And I could do a lot. It's very versatile. So, okay, so once I start getting close to her natural nail, I obviously don't keep going. I'll show you what I was able to accomplish with this. All right, I could even go a little deeper, but that shows exactly what we're doing. Let's shorten them a little more. Now, it's not perfect. It's pretty close to it though, so you could always take your file. That helps you achieve your smile line faster, right? So you could do any French look. This is super popular right now, this look, so I'm actually using this a lot in salon right now. Okay, now there's one more bit I want to show you. So I'm going to use it on me. I don't really need it bad. It's just a little spot. I'm going to use it on 12,000 RPMs. Like right here, you could see a little lip, right? Can you see it okay? Let's see. Again, no pressure, just contact. Let me dust it out. So I'll come in right here. And notice how I come in sideways here. I come in sideways because your nail grows that way. If you go straight, you're going to notch it out. Okay, so if you just come in like this. All right, I got it all even. Let me dust it off so you can see it. I love that bit because your underneath stays so nice. So see how it's gone? It's a little dry from filing right now. That's just dust, but you could see how clean it is underneath now. So there's a breakdown of all of our bits that we use, from prep to shortening to taking down bulk to cuticle work. I hope this helped, and thank you for watching.
Hey guys, what's going on? We hope you love our videos. Let us know in the comments below what you want to see next. To see more, head over here. To subscribe to our channel, head over here.